Who is going to take the first win of the Swiss stage of the Rocket League Championship Series Fall Major driven by Ford? Let's find out right now.
It has been way too long. Our first international match in over 2 years on LAN, Yummy.
And we've got the best crowd we possibly could get. There's thousands of people out there at home. There's Psionics hanging out at home as well. There's everybody who's put on this LAN. The Rocket League family, we are finally here.
Oh, it doesn't feel any better than this. We're underway. Ground Zero versus Envy. And Ground Zero, well, they're going to start off on the kickoff, push it downfield. What are we looking at for this Ground Zero team moving forward, Yummy?
This is going to be a tough battle for Ground Zero, a tough battle for OCE in general. I'm just excited to say that it's Oceania versus North America right now, and we'll see if they can get off the board, off that front foot with that first goal of the RLCS Major.
Turbo coming down off the back wall. That one is going to bounce out for Torsos. He's going to be given some clearance off a demo. It's over by Mist. Torsos flipping by it. Turbo forced to push that ball out to the corner, and Ground Zero getting to these 50s as fast as they can. The Turbo teeing it back over to Mist, flips it over and it's blocked again here. Here it comes from Turbo, shot denied. Amphis takes it out to the right side.
It's these early stages of a LAN that you're most nervous in. It's those first touches that can really cool the nerves, and it seems Atomic is already looking confident.
Missed another light shot, but it's turned away. And Ground Zero put early on the defense here. Light touch from Turbo. Atomic can't get there. One Envy set up here on offense early on. And Ground Zero, how do they maintain poise on defense?
It's been a good minute of attack here for Envy, and the boost has to be running out. Oh, it's an own goal. Mist gets the first goal of the major.
Oh, it ends like that one for Ground Zero. Mist getting credit for it, and Envy will happily take it to the bank. Envy on top.
That's a tough one for Torsos. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's got to be disappointing for the LAN veteran.
You know, for Envy, you heard James talk about it on the desk. They only ever lost to the eventual tournament winner in bracket play. And as Atomic puts the second goal in, this is the kind of start they want to land.
They need to be getting a 3-0 in Swiss to be performing at their very best if they want to be taking this LAN. And Envy are one of the favorites. They might be the number 4 seed in NA, but it was only by 1 goal that they ended up there.
Ground Zero, another kickoff for them. Trying to push by this Envy team, but Atomic right there rips it high. Got the double tap into the net, 3-0 Envy.
That is 3 goals, and once they got the first, that's where the confidence gets built. And Express not able to get out there. Atomic has read the backboard beautifully.
Ground Zero, a bit of struggle early. They had some good looks there in midfield at the start of the game, Yummy, but ever since that first goal went in, things have squarely gone in Envy's favor.
And this is the season, the major, the LAN of rookies. 26 of our 48 players have never been at an RLCS LAN before. Atomic versus Amphis on this pitch, and what a start here for Atomic.
Absolutely, he has started out extremely well. Exactly how Envy fans everywhere want to see this team start if the machine wants to take a deep run into the Fall Major. And Atomic got more space, takes it above 1 off the backboard. No rebound for Ground Zero, but they pick up another save. Torsos flips it back over to the corner.
Ground Zero haven't even had a chance yet. They've been stuck in defense all this time, just like they've been stuck at home in an isolated region for the last 2 years. Will they be even able to get to the other end?
Here's Express trying to find his teammate. Turbo cuts them off, and Atomic wins the midfield battle again. So Ground Zero still struggling to get those consecutive touches, but a good defense there by Amphis. Throw it back down to midfield.
Strong rotations coming out from Envy too, and you can see how calm the experienced Turbo Pulsar can be, taking that to his own half, and a chance here for Amphis, saved out by Atomic. That's in! Express scores the first goal for Ground Zero.
Good initial shot to put some pressure on the defense. Amphis puts it right on target, awkward for Atomic, and that missed touch gives Express an easy goal for Ground Zero.
That is the recipe for success for Ground Zero. They need Express following up. You see the confidence in each other, and maybe here, the confidence for Ground Zero to be on the charge again.
Definitely a confidence builder after how those first few goals went. And it has to feel good for Express. He's had a couple of shots in previous LANs, but he's struggled throughout those seasons, while Torsas has pretty much been the face of OCE in these international LANs. Express would love to add to that for Ground Zero.
And Torsas has shown that with the pure consistency across not just this season, but all of RLCSX. It's Amphis that we're really looking for to be that player. He was the best player in OCE of the last year, but at his first LAN, he has to step up a little bit to match that performance.
A demo to give Amphis some space, forces the 50 against Turbo, but Turbo gets 2 big 50s and a good comeback there from Torsas, cutting in on the rotation, put up the 50 once. Ground Zero, tough read, but he gets it back over to the corner. Torsas needs another one, but Atomic's there, and Envy pushing again. Quick shot from Atomic. Envy got it up by 3 again.
Oh, that is beautiful. 3 members from Envy involved. Atomic gets the pass off the corner, and Turbo straight back to him. Just feeding goals at this point.
Those passes right in front of the back wall have really stretched Ground Zero. It's been tough for them to net mine in front of the box. A couple of touches from them, forced own goals in front. And Ground Zero gonna try to push again here from the corner.
This is starting to get ridiculous, Jorby. I can't believe we have Turbo Pulsar, the most successful LAN player of all time, alongside Mist, who won his first LAN, and now we're almost looking at LAN-tomic.
LAN-tomic. I like that one. He puts that one back up high. Well, Ground Zero might have a chance at it, but Torsas couldn't get a shot. That one off the crossbar. Atomic will play it away. You couldn't ask for a stronger start from Envy. All 3 of them looking really solid. Turbo winning good 50s, but how about that one? Turbo picks up a save. Ground Zero looking threatening at times, and no pass there from Express. It's going to be pushed back out to the side wall.
Normally be seeing Amphis play a lot more mechanically in that front half, even pushing up forward for his teammates, and that's where the jitters might be affecting him. For the moment, Envy keeping full control of this Oceanic squad.
Another high kick up, and Amphis, he hasn't had a lot of chances to really show off his mechanics just yet in game 1. As we come down to the closing seconds, still some work to do for Ground Zero here against Envy.
Mist as well, we're looking at a very consistent player who's had his opportunities, and he's going to be controlling it. We sort of talked about it. It was the best defensive team in NA up against Ground Zero, the offensive powerhouse, and Ground Zero have only scored 1.
Only 1 goal, and that will do it. Envy take game 1, 4-1, and looking pretty clean doing it, Yummy.
Such a strong performance here for Envy, and I'm worried about everybody else at this point. We had a lot of people predicting that Envy would potentially be the winners of this LAN, and this is the kind of performance that sets that up.
And you heard Miss talk about it in that video segment right before we got started. It's like, sometimes we get in our own way. We panic, but there was no panic there. They didn't let Ground Zero get under them at any time. And Yummy, I have to say, man, it's great to have you back, man. It's great to have you back here with me and get this first cast underway. How you feeling?
Oh, it's great. I can't believe we get to start off the LAN after 2 years. It has been 3 years for me since RLCS Season 5, but for the OCE players in particular, the most isolated region, they've been hanging out online. They've had a really, really tough battle, and they have this attitude of it's all about the LAN. It's not about the money, so the last 2 years has certainly been tough for them.
Now, Envy, as we head to Forbidden Temple, looking to keep things clean. We talk about Envy being the 4th seed in North America, how they're always losing to the tournament winner. And that makes a strong start that much more important for them. You want to get as high as a seed as possible when you make it to that bracket, so you don't run into that same problem when we eventually get to bracket play, where the competition is surely going to be much tougher.
We've seen in Swiss how important every single game is. Getting a 3-0 gets you a slightly better opponent in that next round, which may get you another 3-0 or a 3-1 that makes your run all the more easy to get into that top 8, and then all you need to do is have an incredible playoffs performance after that.
Well, I really think that Ground Zero have had a few good looks, and some of them have just been, they haven't been able to make solid contact on the ball, but when they do make solid contact, they do force Envy to play a little bit of defense.
They've been hitting the ball away a little bit too much, Ground Zero, and that plays really into the Envy playstyle. You can see how spread out they are on the pitch. They're really covering a lot of ground. And whenever there's a shot coming in for Ground Zero, there's an Envy player back waiting for it to come.
Missed on top of that for the 50-50. Atomic setting up Mist again. He's all alone in the third. And Atomic got the shot, but it's taken out by Amphis. It bounced off the corner of the post. Torsos plays this one down, so the defense is holding, but thinning out for ground zero. They need a solid clear downfield. They can't get a touch there, and Mist keeps it locked in their own third.
Turbo Pulse has been looking like a real team player as he's working in with that LAN rookie too, and maybe even being a force for bringing Atomic up, for giving him that energy and confidence, and that's what it's going to take. Just see Turbo have a good effort, but not sure why he didn't go for that shot.
Well, he'll pop that one away from Atomic. Amphis will. They just can't get those consecutive touches to get off defense. A demo might do it. Express, light pop. He's got Mist waiting for him. Mist pulls off for Atomic, and that's what makes Envy so difficult to get by.
Torsos has to get this out by himself and does manage to get it halfway, but you can see the halfway point is that solid ground by Envy. You cannot get it past them easily, and that's what's sticking ground zero in their corner, starting to run out of boost. Just Express and Amphis will need to find some kind of angle, but all of these touches from Envy consistently into difficult to clear spaces.
And it's a very tight rotation on defense for ground zero. Another demo, but that time it was Atomic taking out Amphis, smoking the defense. Atomic getting up, actually got bumped in the way of Express, and Amphis almost got a breakout. Mist gonna play it back to the corner.
It's been 1 week and a half of boot camping according to Torsos. You hope that that's been enough to get ground zero that extra experience. They've kept it to 0 goals, and the defense is holding on for now.
You know, while it was tough in that in the Rettle skirmish for ground zero against Furia, they had looked better than earlier in the week when we had seen their scrims on various streams wherever they were being broadcasted.
And ground zero are the more mechanical team of the two OC rosters. They've got that advantage when it comes to international competition because it's easier to work on your playstyle than it is to build up mechanics from scratch.
And I do love the confidence from Torsos we heard early on. You gotta have that kind of poise. A light shot turned away by Mist at ground zero, starting to put together an offensive attack. Torsos tries to fish out a pass, but Turbo Pulse is all over him. A good 50 for ground zero. To push it forward, it's still 0-0, despite Envy playing a lot of time in the orange half.
And now they've got Envy on the back foot. Low boost, only Turbo Pulsar with any in the tank, and it might be ground zero's chance to strike.
Amphis forced off the ball by Mist. Express next up, he actually got the first look, but Mist so smart to pull off of that and get the pop up, give your team the best chance at the ball, and Amphis gonna have to clean that one up. Torsos next up, can he get underneath Atomic? He's got Express on the wing, he's gonna go for the bump, can't get Mist.
Oh, he missed his flip as well. Torsos is not gonna be happy with himself. That was the best look in for ground zero. And they do not get that goal. 1 minute remaining on the 0-all scoreline.
Well, Torsos wins a close 50 against Turbo. Express keeps this ball close, but that's going to be missed. And he gets that touch lightly over to Atomic. Envy, well, they still need to get a goal on the board. Atomic, light touch, but Turbo playing that deep. Amphis got a quick shot! The net's wide open, and Amphis gets the goal for ground zero!
Amphis pushed up. He was confident in his teammate, and he finds the angle. Amphis gets his first ever LAN goal.
Well, that has to feel good for the RLCS LAN rookie. How about it? 43 seconds remaining, and they've played defense for about 4 of those minutes, Yummy. So, 43 seconds to hold a 1-goal lead, no problem.
This is getting ridiculous. Can you out-defend some of the best defenders in the world? Envy now have 30 seconds to bring this back.
Atomic, cut off, ground zero. Starting to get aggressive on the push here in midfield. Mist cuts this one out, and Envy got Atomic and Turbo Pulsar all set up. Turbo has to wait. It's Torsos next up here in the corner.
Torsos is working it out nicely, but now it's Envy's chance to go. 10 seconds, the pass, no, it's a shot. Torsos makes the save, a chance here for Envy as 5 seconds ticks down. It's up, in front of the goal. The Turbo Pulsar gets beaten by Express.
Mist. Couldn't get that ball downfield. Atomic trying to keep it up, uses all the boost to get back to it, keeps it up for Mist, pops it back up in front. Express puts it down. Ground zero take game 2.
They've done it. Oceania have come to play, and they've taken the first game off Envy. They have tied up the series.
That is an impressive adjustment from ground zero. How many times do we see them playing in the right corner on the orange half, just constantly getting 50 after 50, preventing too much Envy pressure, always forcing that play off to the corner, and then the turnaround transition from Amphis. What a big goal for him and a big win for ground zero.
Maybe this is what we needed to see from the Oceanic teams, not the development in the attack, but that defensive form, the counter-attack play that came out between Torsos and Amphis. And all through this, it didn't look like Envy were playing any worse than game number one. They were still getting those opportunities, still getting those passes off, but Ground Zero were shutting them down.
Yeah, those 50s just kept coming in for them and then constantly feeding each other the ball on defense when they could, when they weren't constantly in a scrum in the corner. So definitely impressive for Ground Zero to adapt. But now for Envy, how do you break through that corner and how do you break that kind of poise that Ground Zero have built?
I think you just have to come out strong and just get that first goal like they did in game number one. Throw the wrench, throw the monkey wrench into the works, but it's going to head into game number three, and whoever gets this one is going to be in such a huge advantage in the first series.
Amphis launches this ball downfield. Atomic forced into defense, and he able to get the save. And Miss gets the turnaround. Ground Zero let that one slip through. Envy on top.
Ground Zero got a little too greedy on that one. They thought they had the goal, and nope, it's straight back over their heads. Mist was playing upfield in the perfect position, and that's an easy one for Envy.
Ground Zero establishing more confidence, and you heard Cole talk about it on the desk, trying to build those lessons, learn those lessons for the rest of Swiss, and try to take what are the weaknesses, what are your strengths, what's working well, what's not working well. Ground Zero, they're playing competitive. I think they see a W possible for them against Envy here.
You've got that little bit of hope. I mean, you heard Torsos say they were looking for top 8. I don't think they would be unhappy with a loss against Envy. I don't think they'd be expecting to 100% take down one of the favorites for the LAN. But now they've got that hope. Now they've got that one game under the belt. It's got to give them a morale boost.
Amphis trying to keep that ball close. Oh, and you saw Express kick that one back straight to Amphis into Torsos. An aggressive posture on defense from Ground Zero, but Atomic takes it right back. Missed in front. Oh, blocked. Express gets in front of it in time. Amphis back over to midfield. To Ground Zero have something here. Turbo puts it off, but Express is there, and he bounces this one up. Torsos has to get out, and Amphis returning back quick.
We've seen a few backflips from Torsos as well. That's the danger as Envy are going to set up a goal. Amphis keeps it away as Mist continues on. Has the air dribble underneath Express, but Express saves it. Atomic comes through. Now Turbo, and it's off the post.
Oh, Turbo just missing that one, and now a transition. Amphis gets bumped by his teammate. Mist now has a transition. Atomic misses the ball, and Envy have given up a big opportunity on the counterattack.
That is what RLCS LAN does to you. Just a little bit of nerves can affect your ability to get that extra touch, to go that extra mile. And Envy right now have shown a little bit of nerves. And Turbo Pulsar misses another one, but it might be there for Atomic. It takes the shot, it goes high.
Push back out. A couple of close calls for Envy. Quick pass from Mr. Turbo, and Mist is going to take that one back. Envy not able to find the net or really put pressure with quality opportunities from Ground Zero.
Amphis has to try and get this one out, but Envy have been on the attack for so long now. The boost starting to drain out here for Ground Zero as you can see Mist just circling. He's patient, not needing to go in as Atomic was the one to put on the pressure, but it has actually given a bit of room here for Ground Zero to get relief.
And they win a 50. Express on top of it. Mist and Atomic on the back wall, and Atomic can play it back downfield. Envy had multiple chances to get a multi-goal lead. Amphis bumped out of the play. Ground Zero left back on defense to try to retool, re-kit back downfield.
Turbo Pulsar finds a good challenge in the midfield. That could be what Envy needs for this second goal as Atomic is going around the world. Amphis instead on the counter-attack, looks for the flip reset. It instead goes to Express, back to Amphis, popped up high. Turbo Pulsar wins the race.
You really like the idea there from Amphis, popping it up away from the Envy defense, forced them to come up and make the play on defense. Mist can't get the double on target. Express in the way. Turbo, light touch, Atomic cannot commit. He's got to play defense, and he does so back to the corner.
Smart moves by Atomic, and Torsos has missed. He's looking nervous. The veteran from OCE, that's the third time that he really could have sunk one in.
Maybe surprised that he was even able to take the shot there. Maybe was expecting a 50 and a couple shots coming out from Ground Zero now. That one just a freebie to Envy, and Torsos forced to field it. Express winning a big 50 there. Torsos trying to work that ball towards the box. And Atomic and Mist bump into each other. Amphis trying to set it up, but the rest of Ground Zero are way back on this one. They need some boost. They do collect here.
Good sign, though, for Ground Zero is they're going for these really aggressive demos. We saw Express chasing Atomic into the net. And that's where we find that Ground Zero are their best, but Mist is just the best and he finds that second goal.
Mist is so consistent, and you cannot give Mist this much space. He got the flip reset forever ago, didn't even need to use it. Touched his wheels onto the ground, put it in the net.
But he used that flip reset to ensure that Express couldn't challenge. If Express challenged, Mist gets it over the top of him. Envy now fully in control of this game.
Atomic, full carry for him. Gets around it, tried to go for the dunk against Express. And Envy looking much cleaner, despite those few opportunities early in Game 3 that they couldn't collect on.
Ground Zero, I don't think they have a chance here. It looks like Envy is going to take this game with 45 seconds left to go. And with how much Envy have stayed in that Ground Zero half, this is a very, very solid, consistent performance, just like we expect from Envy.
Little flip from Express on the 50 against Turbo. And how do you feel about Ground Zero's performance overall? I know a lot of us were talking about this matchup with Envy, but they have come out and they've had to play a lot of defense, sure, but they're looking quite competitive against Envy, maybe more so than other people would have given them credit for.
I'm really impressed with their defense for the most part. I think if they hadn't given up that first goal, we might have seen a very different situation, especially with this first goal on the board for Ground Zero as well. It's been an overall very, very solid effort from Ground Zero.
I mean, Torsos did so much work there to get that goal in. Forced the 50 against Atomic, then got the bump on Mist as well, and now they need some juice here on the kickoff.
Was I wrong? Would Ground Zero be able to make the comeback? It's open! No! Express!
That's literally the play that you draw up. Well, you don't draw it up, but that's the one you hope you get. You dream of that setup. Express couldn't put it on target, and Envy take Game 3.
Now it's a bit of a nightmare for Express. He's been in moments like that before. We all have, but that is dreadful. That is not what you want, and Envy will breathe a sigh of relief here. Taking this game, getting that advantage in the series, and putting themselves one step away from that 1-0 round.
Yes, important to be able to adjust, because it can be scary when an underdog gets that confidence after a game win. So we'll get right back to this match, but Orb has been swimming in the Swiss abyss. Let's go to him for an update.
Guys, I'm standing here with Ziz. This is the coach for NRG. Bing bong. What do you have to say to Envy right now?
Oh man. So who? To Ground Zero, you said?
No, to Envy.
To Envy.
Envy.
Envy, you know, I hope Turbo takes me out to dinner at the least. At the least.
At the least.
At the least.
How does it feel to be back? I mean, now you're standing here in the thick of it. The team is here. The team is getting ready. Are you guys getting situated? Are you feeling the vibes yet?
Yeah, I think for all of us, it really kicked in once we were in the backstage and we saw like Turbo playing on LAN, and it kind of settled in that like we're finally back on LAN, which is really good vibes. It's good to be back, and we're definitely more than excited to be here, especially with those guys. You know, 3 of the best NA LAN players of all time, so they're feeling in their comfort zone, I'd say. Absolutely, we're getting more than ready, more than excited. We're gonna send it back to you guys for game number 3.
This is always great.
He's the reigning champion. He's the reigning champion coach, and you have to look as well for the coach over on Ground Zero, Jimmer, who's actually qualified throughout this last 2 years, 3 teams over to Worlds, and he's finally got his first chance to go international. Previously, he didn't get that chance, and he's going to be working hard for Ground Zero now.
Now underway in game number 4. Can Ground Zero force a game 5? They've had some good looks. It has been, you know, the chances have absolutely been there, but Envy, they've been able to clutch up in game number 3. So what do they bring us here? Missed off the ceiling, Atomic demoed.
Good back pass as well coming out from Envy. Looking to build up some space here as the nerves do still remain. 3-1 is the scoreline they need for a strong run through the Swiss. They can't afford to go through to game number 5. Equally, Ground Zero in the same position, so it's still going to be a tough battle.
You see Express and Amphis trying to force that ball out, but Atomic's all over him. It's a good pop from Torsos. Needs the 50 on top of it. He's going to get it. Harassing Mist, bumps him out of the way. Still on top of Mist, giving Amphis a chance at it, but he was expecting a touch from Atomic that never came.
That's the second time we may have seen a goal from Ground Zero, and it goes astray for them. But it's good signs for them to be in attack against Envy as Torsos gets the flip reset. Amphis goes to the double, and it goes wide.
Oh, that's 2 plays that we've seen from Ground Zero that were perfectly set up. They had one right in front of the net, and they hit it off the post twice.
You can see the potential is there, but it's just not working out for Ground Zero. How many times can they end up missing by an inch?
Atomic pops it off the ramp. Ground Zero got plenty of time to keep this ball going downfield, but that one gets away from them. Amphis waits patiently on the backboard and gets a solid clear out. His clears off the backboard have looked solid all series.
Envy as well have looked very solid. The passing plays coming out between Turbo and Atomic has been exceptional. And even in the back passes too, that's something very difficult to see at LAN, to have the confidence to hit the ball backwards towards your own net.
And that's the beauty of having your teammates right next to you on 0 ping, just to be able to have that luck. You're on the same wavelength. You're marching to the same rhythm. Here's Mist, quick shot way wide. Express pushes that one out, but Envy are all set up on offense. Turbo gets a look, and Torsos is all over it.
Amphis had to stop there, and that actually gives Envy full control over the possession of this ball, as Mist is the one trying to circle around now. Express off the corner, well saved out by Envy.
It's going to be tough for Express no matter what. Well defended, like you said. Torsos keeping that one just away from Turbo, and they both go for the 50. That was actually a great touch from Torsos back to his teammate, but Mist beats Amphis to the ball, and they're just not ready for some of these touches on the rotation.
Torsos has blocked this one out and maybe looking for a charge to the other end. The counterattacks have been very good for Ground Zero in the series and for the season thus far. But look at Mist and Atomic working together in the pass plays. Atomic back to Turbo. The shot saved out by Express.
Love seeing that from Ground Zero. Getting in the passing lanes. Don't let them develop before that shot comes out. Get in front on the 50. Here comes another one, and Atomic blocks the pass from Amphis.
Strong midfield plays is what's defining this game. Envy as well starting to take control of that once again, like they did in the first few. And Ground Zero will have to work a little hard. Might be looking for a few more dribbles out, a play out, a 50 out, and Atomic just gets back in time.
Oh my goodness, you saw Atomic wave dashing, desperately trying to get back to that ball, and he was able to get there. Who else? Atomic, he loves making some flashy plays on defense, or at least making you sweat. That ball punched back down to the blue half.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if our heart can take this any longer, especially if Atomic gets a freebie at the other end. He has to pitch it center. A difficult touch, it goes high.
Ground Zero, that's a gift for them. They are given another chance here. And what a defensive battle this has been. We talk about two great defensive teams in their own regions, and we've gotten that. Torsos flips over one, but Mist is going to punch that away.
Mist is looking really, really solid. He hasn't really made a huge misstep. He hasn't missed touch, and especially for those backboard reads. Very, very crucial here for Envy's defense to hold.
Oh, it's a shot for Torsos. He tried to find the side, but could not. It hit the post. Now Turbo on the counterattack. On the dribble, he's demoed, and the ball kicked back to the side wall.
It really feels like Ground Zero are trying too hard. They're going for the absolute perfect angle every single time, and they've missed. They missed again, but Amphis gets back.
Oh my goodness, you gotta hold your breath when you see a free rebound come off the backboard, but somehow coming up with the save. Express. 2 touches in front, but that Envy defense going to be tough to beat from the corners. Torsos another touch, but that one's not going to get it done. Amphis trying to stop Mist, but Mist progresses anyway. Mist can't get enough of it. Atomic will punch this one over him. The end of regulation looming. Here they come. Ground Zero looking for another touch, but Mist pops it back over to Turbo. Cut off by Torsos, and time runs out. The ball, well, still in the air. Amphis wants to play. Back to the side. He's still playing it off the ramp. Mist and Turbo commit. That's going to touch the ground.
The first overtime of the RLCS Winter Major. And it's between Envy and Ground Zero, between OCE and North America.
This game 4 has been kind of nuts with some of these chances. Here comes Amphis in front and able to force the ball by Mist. Ground Zero looking for that game-winning goal that sends them to a Game 5. Torsos punches it off his own corner. Express keeping it away from Envy with that touch. And Amphis not really in a position to do much with it. He's going to wait for Express, and that touch will come out for Torsos. Wins 150. Oh, the shade in front. Atomic trying to push it out to the corner. Torsos stealing the boost on top of it. Ground Zero still pushing this Envy defense back, but Atomic forcing them out. But you see Ground Zero, they're winning all the boost. Turbo back over to the corner.
Ground Zero have taken control of the overtime, and they fake it out right in front. Express, not known to be the most mechanical player in the region, and yet starting to bring out a few of his own.
Well, if Torsos looked a little weaker earlier on in the series, he's certainly shored that up and has been a lot more clutch for them in some pretty critical moments. Here's Express on another carry in the corner.
Play in here from Envy. Missed. He was looking for it. He almost sinks that goal in the series here for Envy. 16 teams have come through into this LAN, but only one team can show that they are the best in the world, and it's looking like Envy are desperate for it.
But Ground Zero are really trying to make an argument right now in this overtime. They get another clear. They might even put some more pressure on the backboard, but that hard clear from Mist, cut off again by Express. And Express's midfield game has been quite impressive. He has stopped a lot of Envy counterattacks. But here comes Atomic, he's stopped by Express again. Torsos in front against Mist, back to the corner. Turbo plays it again, but that's gonna be a dead ball for Envy.
Mist has been looking for a lot of the double taps, one of the best in the world. And it's been shut down by Ground Zero. Right in front of that. Torsos!
Torsos puts it in the back of the net, and Ground Zero forced Game 5 against Envy.
None of you would have believed this. Ground Zero have taken Envy to Game 5, and they did it with heart. They did it with defense, and they clutched it up after multiple missed attempts.
I mean, what else can you say after that? I mean, Envy, they've had a couple of missed tries themselves, but then every counterattack stopped. There was always a block. Express was there to push it away. Torsos was there to win the 50. Amphis was there to keep the play alive, and that pass over to Torsos was perfect to give Ground Zero the win. They controlled that overtime. They dictated the pace.
This is the performance that put them at the front of Oceania all through RLCSX. They were the most dominant team. They were the BDS of that region. And now we're looking over at Envy. We're looking at Atomic as he is the rookie here for Envy, and he's had such a good game one.
Yeah.
He was so awesome, and we haven't seen that same performance since.
Sometimes they've even ran into each other. They're definitely feeling the pressure on defense. And now I'm thinking back to that same miscomment from the video we watched earlier, Yummy. Sometimes they panic. Sometimes they get in each other's way, and we saw that in Game 4.
And that's part of the problem of sometimes them playing a bit too defensive, running straight back to net. Because you see, if you give Ground Zero a little bit of room, you've got Amphis, who is able to set up a goal. You've got Torsos, who once he started hitting that ball, can find those angles in spaces that currently Envy are giving them.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be real with you for a second. We got like a million more matches to play in Swiss, and yeah, this is just one best of 5. But everybody is like, you heard the desk. It's like, yeah, Envy, yeah, Envy, yeah, Envy. Everyone's like, Ground Zero, they're happy to be here, but Ground Zero are a little more than happy right now.
This almost feels like it could be the most important series of the LAN. If Envy go through, sure, it's another day in the week, Envy having a hiccup on their way through to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if Ground Zero take down Envy, that not just means so much for all these Oceanic viewers at home that have been waiting for international competition, but it also means so much for all the other newer regions, Middle East, APAC, and South America now know that they have huge hopes for taking down North America and Europe as well.
I don't care what the result is after this Game 5. All your scripts, all your predictions that you all wrote before this LAN started, throw them out. None of them mean anything anymore. The Fall Major's hitting different already.
Well, I know, unfortunately, we couldn't get T-Bates here at LAN, but he's panicking right now as the machine. The machine in Game 5 against Ground Zero.
I'm as shocked as you are. I mean, we were talking about it before the day had started, and you're probably your region's biggest critic, Yummy. And so you've had a big smile on your face the whole time, man.
I can't believe it. I was so worried after the first couple of games. But that game was the one that really gave me hope. It felt like Ground Zero took control. They had more chances than Envy.
Well, now Ground Zero, they start on the blue half again. And can they do it? Can they perform the first upset of the entire major in the first series of the entire major? That passed a little too much juice behind it, but they do keep possession back against the wall. Mist is going to punch that back out to the side.
And Amphis, he slowed it down, but a good challenge by Turbo Pulsar. Important to stop Amphis from going all the way. Express was hanging back, waiting for this one to head at Game 5s. And even at home, a Game 5 is nerve-wracking. Imagine it at LAN.
It's like, Envy are still trying to pass the ball. They're trying to create opportunities with their mechanics. You see Mist on the ground flick and then getting the pass out from Atomic to Turbo, but there's a Ground Zero player there every time to break it up. Before that shot comes out, they've been able to get there in time.
The panic begins in defense, though, and we've heard that from Envy, but if they could keep Ground Zero in the defense themselves, they will force out the panic. They will force out the mistake and get that first goal.
Elsewhere on the B stream, Dignitas and Tokyo Verdy are still at it.
Oh!
And, whoa, we're not going to talk about that one. Express puts in the first goal of Game 5.
Are you kidding me? Ground Zero, not just in Game 5, but in the lead, and Express finds it perfectly off the crossbar.
I'm a little shocked right now. 1-0 Ground Zero. Anyways, like I was saying before, Dignitas are up 2-0 against Tokyo Verdy, so that one may be going a little more to expectation, but Ground Zero trying to force an upset off the backboard. Mist gets the grab, and still it's going to be a play for Express. He pops it over Atomic. Mist coming down off the backboard. Atomic trying to keep this play away. He does get it down to Turbo. Good pop from Mist.
Touch.
Off the post and off the crossbar. He can't get it. Turbo blocked as well. A close chance for Envy, and they can't convert.
When have you ever seen Mist get that one and not go in? He had the chance to equalize here, and now Ground Zero on the counterattack.
Here comes Amphis. He sees Express, but Express takes it wide. He's got plenty of space and time. Atomic, he's got Mist for a quick counterattack. Mist on the carry. Mist underneath back to Atomic, and somehow Amphis is patient enough to wait for that ball to pop back over to Atomic. It's almost like Ground Zero got a finger on the pulse of Envy's rhythm.
You look back multiple years in the history of Torsos, and they almost took down Cloud9, but choked. They threw it. And now they have to be in that situation again. Torsos could be able to reverse his LAN history right here.
Good win there from Atomic. Express keeping that ball close to the corner. Torsos, that one's going to get away from him. Mist keeps it close. Atomic wins that touch, but the shot's too light.
A double commit, though, from Ground Zero may slow down the follow-up, and that's exactly what happened. Express late to the challenge. Another double, but Torsos up for the save. Starting to run low on boost here as Envy have multiple players ready to get on the attack.
But Envy were also getting low on boost. They finally pick up a couple of canisters to keep the attack alive, but it's Ground Zero holding the ball out on defense, not letting Envy get any free looks at the net. That one's off the backboard, but it's taken back to the side. Turbo's going to try to keep it high. He actually gets a second touch out, but Atomic wasn't ready for it. He had to recorrect, and Ground Zero still keeping Envy outside the box. Mist pass in front. Finally, Envy get it in, and Mist almost saved Turbo's shot.
The infield pass, just as it looks like it's going to be a shot. That's the calmness we wanted from Mist, and he set up Turbo perfectly, almost stopping the goal.
That would have been heartbreak for Envy, especially with how some of the other shots have gone in the series for them, because they haven't been the most accurate. Granted, we've talked about how Ground Zero's defense has been excellent, and we'll see if the fake kickoff pays off for them, but that touch out is going to be missed to Turbo, and they pull off immediately.
Torsos another backflip, like we saw earlier on in the series too, and now Express hanging too far back. It had to be a huge save from Torsos.
That's a free look for Mist. He's got a free back wall too, up in front of the box, and Atomic can't commit. The net's just covered anytime they try to go for that, and there's another clear down the middle of the field. Atomic trying to slow Ground Zero down, but here comes Amphis, and it's cut off by Mist.
Playing forward though is Ground Zero, and they're just looking for shots on net. That's not going to work against Envy. You'll need to find some passes, or at least a solo play from Ground Zero to beat out that defense, as Turbo's challenge is also going to stop Ground Zero in their tracks.
Mist in front, forces the 50. Atomic comes in quickly, but Atomic ended up running into Mist, and Envy have a broken rotation, but a wide open net, and Turbo gets a free goal for Envy.
Ground Zero bit off way more than they could chew. Amphis and Express flipping straight forward. Turbo pulsar over both of them, and now Envy 50 seconds away.
Oh, it's like they didn't even see Turbo coming for that one. Envy. Big goal for them. Turbo taking advantage of that big mistake from Ground Zero. But Ground Zero been competitive the whole way through. This game is not over until that clock hits 0 seconds. Amphis picked up. Atomic going to push it back over to the corner. But that's going to be a quick clear for Express. Express, he doesn't have the boost to chase that. Well, he almost got back to his own touch. Ground Zero back on offense.
This is their chance. 30 seconds left. They gave up the 1-goal lead. They need to fight back for it now. It's the pass down. Shut again by Mist.
Torsos, that touch is going to get away from him. That gives Atomic the space, but Express is there before he can get his second touch. Now Express has space, but he's rushing the touch, and Amphis, you saw him pre-jump almost, expecting that pass to come out quicker, and they've lost so much time on the clock. Atomic pushing this one aside. Amphis misses the ball, but he might just get set up for a pass. Nice catch in midfield. Underneath, he's got to save. No way! Mist has the save, and Envy take the series!
Oh, so close, but Envy, the experience shines through, the solidity shines through, and they have gone through in Game 5.